we're doing what was the number one hit in 1966, 76, 86, 96, 2006,
And
and
2000.
2016 for the month of February.
Right. So for 1966, for the first 2 weeks, we had My Love by Petula Clark. February 19th was Lightning Strikes, Lou Christie. February 26th, These Boots Are Made for Walkin', Nancy Sinatra. 1976, the first 3 weeks were 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon. February 28th was theme from SWAT, SWAT, Rhythm Heritage.
Reading is hard.
Reading is hard. 1986, the first 2 weeks were That's What Friends Are For. Second 2 weeks, How Will I Know, Whitney Houston. Classic. 1996, every single week was One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men.
And it was number one for 3.5 months. So that's going to be on the list next month as well.
2006, every week was Check On It, Beyonce featuring Slim Thug and Bun B. All right. And then this year the first week was Sorry, Justin Bieber again.
I'm sorry, Justin Bieber had another number one hit.
His next one, the next week was Love Yourself, Justin Bieber. The following week was a sudden appearance of Pillow Talk by Zayn. And then that disappeared for the final week, which was Love Yourself, Justin Bieber.
All right, so what we in the comment section, if you want to talk about either your favorite or least favorite, because obviously this list has a lot of good stuff on it.
Yeah, much easier than last episode we did for January. But John, what are your top 3 favorites of this list?
My easy number one is How Will I Know by Whitney Houston.
Okay.
That song, even though it's quite dated, is just...
That's the kind of song that it comes on and it's really, I shouldn't like it, but I just do, and I just like start dancing and like you turn the car radio on and you start singing along like, how will I can't sing.
Yeah, by the way, Joe does not have the same range as Whitney Houston.
But what are your other 2?
It's funny, when we were looking through the list, I was like, theme from SWAT, what is that? And then all of a sudden you put it on and I'm like, I don't know what this is. And all of a sudden that horn line came in and I went, oh, I know this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put theme from SWAT, actually. Not the 2003 movie with Colin Farrell, which was...
But the 1976.
Fun fact, since I worked at Blockbuster from 2002 to 2004, any movie that came out on DVD or VHS at that time, I've probably seen. So yeah,
nice.
The movie's not good. And I know we're going to differ on this, but I'm going to put These Boots Are Made for Walkin',
Okay.
by Nancy Sinatra, only because, and I was absolutely right, the second I heard it, I'm like, this is clearly a Wrecking Crew recording. If you're not familiar with the Wrecking Crew, they were a session group in LA. And yeah, so I'm going to go with that because I like the song and I like the Megadeth cover. Nancy Sinatra's performance in it is awful. But so yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my top 3 favorites I agreed on 2. How Will I Know? Theme from SWAT. And then I said One Sweet Day from 1996, not because of the song itself, but because it was just such a quintessentially sounding 90s kind of song. Like I made the joke before this that it's the kind of song you hear during the end credits of a feature film from the 90s that has nothing to do with the movie, but it's just in the credits for some reason.
I love those songs.
Just like that nostalgia of what that was like, because that's when I grew up in the 90s. So really just the feeling of that, not actually the song.
Yeah, it does seem like it could be at the end of Free Willy or something like that.
You could really put it at the end of any 90s movie in the credits.
Hook.
And yeah. How about top 3 dislikes?
This is going to be... Okay, I need to explain this one.
Okay.
So I'm going to put 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover by Paul Simon as one of my least favorite.
Okay.
Because I love the verse, and then I find the chorus just completely ruins it for me. Just sort of modulates to the major and gets like really hokey, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the first time I heard it, I was like, oh wow, this is a beautiful song. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's kind of a cheesy pop song. It's like 2 songs in one. I didn't quite like that.
Yeah.
I guess I will also put Pillow Talk by Zayn.
Well, how can you also? I didn't say mine yet.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway,
Dun,
what's your
dun,
third
dun.
one?
Spoiler alert, we talk about these a little bit beforehand.
Yeah.
And that's just because I've literally forgotten that one. I can't even.
So we didn't know it, and then we heard it, and then we
I
forgot it
I still
instantly,
can't even.
which kind of what happened on the charts, apparently.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna put My Love and Lightning Strikes as a sort of a tie, not because they're necessarily bad songs. I just feel for 1966, something better should have come out of it.
I mean, they did not age well, for sure.
No,
as
no.
far as listening to them now.
Also, My Love by Petula Clark is, to me, way too fast. And I've never heard Lightning Strikes, but there's probably a reason for that.
So my least favorites were Check On It from 2006, because I really didn't know how to feel about that. Also, the music video had way too much pink. But that's just looking at it from... I look at colors sometimes, and I'm like, yeah.
That's actually the reason why whenever I'm doing active listening things with my students, they're like, can we see the video? And I always say no, because then you're going to be commenting on, I liked the shoes of the performer. I'm like, that's not the meter or the tempo.
Guy. I didn't. I showed videos to my kids, just a side note, and they'll be like, what'd you think of the song? And like, that guy was ugly. I'm like, okay. What'd you think of the song?
Music was better when ugly people were allowed to make it.
So Check On It, Pillow Talk, I already explained that, and I listed These Boots because that song's been covered so many times by so many groups, and I thought that specifically Nancy Sinatra's performance was the worst performance I've heard of that song. Her voice is not good.
Are you saying that she's only got that because her dad was Frank?
I'm saying she is not an excellent singer, and there were excellent singers who existed in the 60s, so...
Yeah, it's clearly the most phoned-in performance of anything.
And like I said, that there's just so many better versions of that song that, it sounded like she was like... maybe enjoying an adult... maybe enjoying an adult beverage right before...
Yeah.
Walking in. So, what are your favorites or least favorites that you want to talk about? Do you disagree with us on any of the feelings that we've had about these songs? Leave a comment and share with your friends.